Good afternoon once again, everybody. I want to believe you are doing good. Top of the afternoon to you all. This is a wonderful opportunity, for you to learn. Now, just to continue from where we stopped in the last class. Now, do not forget that we are presently looking at graphics package. I want to believe by now you should know what graphics package is. Now, possibly you've not been opportune to join us in the previous classes that we've held. Now, this is another opportunity for you to learn. Now, fine, very quickly now, you discover that when we talk of graphics package now, graphics package, these are softwares that have been designed. Are you getting me now? Software is designed to carry out what different what taste of what design, difference what graphic package, whereby it will help users to enjoy their package. I get it now. When we talk of examples now, we have different examples. We have different examples that we can make use of. Now, what are the examples? Now, there's a particular one that is, is the closest of all to you. The closest of all to you. Is the closest of all to one. The closest of all to you. Now you discover that now by the time you make use of this particular one, by the time you make use of this particular one, application, you discover that you find it very easy. Are you getting me now? You find it very easy to enjoy whatever you are trying to do. And that is why now, as a good graphics package user, you do everything possible to satisfy your customers. Now, what do I mean by customers? That people that will be opportune, to present these graphics packages to them. Now, examples now. I'm still going to share my slide with you. So, for those of you that you've missed the note, I will still run my slide for you to see the note. Now, when you talk of examples now, we have the paint. The paint, is a very good graphic package and it's the closest of all. Now, even if you don't have access to CorelDRAW, you don't have access to Adobe Photoshop, you don't have access to which other one again, possibly Canvas and every other software. Now you discover that this particular one, Paint, is the closest of all to you. And once again, now for those of you that are not making use of headset, fine. I don't know how good you get me. Now, so many of you that refuse to follow my instruction, I've mute you up because I can't undo the noise. The noise is becoming unbearable. So kindly get headsets so that you can hear me well. Not that you can't see hear me, but for those of you without headset, now moving your phone closer to your ear or closer to your face, it all depends. If you find it suitable, no problem. But whoever does not find it suitable, get headset and put it around your head or possibly your earphone, whichever one you feel you want to use. So fine. Let's continue. Now let me quickly share my work. Let me share my screen with you. Let me share my screen with you to still take you back to to the note on graphics package. Now find quickly. I go to my Word document here. I still want you to follow my notes. Now, for so many of you there, I believe you ought to have your jotter with you, and at the same time, you ought to have your biro with you. Very, very important. So fine, quickly now. Now you have the notes here. Let me just move this so you can see it from this side here. Let me read it here. Now you have this. Look at now. computer studies, GSS2, online class, topic, graphic, or packages. Now, looking at the definition. Now, graphic packages. Now, what are the things you need to know here, aside the practical aspect that we've been able to look at for the past one? So we are back. Sorry, that's just network. Um, so let's continue. Let me share my screen again with you. So here we are. Now, quickly now, look at this graphics package. Now, graphics package are application software that can be used to create what and manipulate what images. Look at that. You use it to create, and at the same time, you use it to what to manipulate what to manipulate images. Now, that's what graphics package is. Now, where exactly do you make use of this graphic package? Now, you use to create and also to manipulate images on your work computer. Now, what kind of computer can you use? Is either you use your desktop or possibly you use your what? You use your laptop. Now, it depends. You can have a notebook, a notepad, or a notebook. That has to do with what? With your computer. Now, it depends on you. Now, the next one is examples of what graphic what packages. Now, you have now examples of graphic packages include you have Microsoft Paint. I said earlier, that's the closest of it to you. Now, if you don't have CorelDRAW, you don't have Adobe Photoshop, you don't have Instant Artist, you don't have Harvard Graphic, and you don't have CorelDRAW. Microsoft. So I don't know if possible you have what you have your computer very close to you there. You can just try and what navigate it. What do I mean by navigate? Just try and check one or two things I'm trying to do here while you practice it. But mind you, don't make use of your what? Don't make use of your what's it called now? Of your phone. You understand? So fine, let's continue. The network is just trying to behave funny a bit here. But notwithstanding, see how to continue. Now fine, look at the examples here. You have examples of graphic packages. You have include Microsoft Paint, Adobe Photoshop, Instant Artist. You have Advert Graphic, and also you have CorelDRAW. Now quickly now. CorelDRAW. Look at the features. What are the features? The features of graphic packages. Features of what graphic what packages. Now, most of graphic packages possesses the following features and tools. Now, you always see what we call a menu bar. Now, menu bar is just like as you are seeing the template of my Microsoft Word. What do I mean by template? That is what it entails. You can see what home, you can see insert, you can see design, you can see page layout, you can see references, you can see mailings, you can see review, you can see view, you can also see what PDF what element. Now, these are the features of Microsoft. a paint what? A paint, you know, program. Now, aside that paint program now, you also try in your own little way to be a guru. Now, one of the things I want you to note is this: you must also learn to what? To practice. Now, fine, if you don't practice well, now you discover that you find it difficult to work. You find it difficult, to join what? Or sorry, to enjoy whatever you are trying to work, to learn. So please do everything possible within your own work, within your own time frame, also to work, to learn. You understand? If you don't try that, you discover that you find it difficult to also work, to also learn. Now, quickly now, let me share my screen with you again, that we can be fast. I know we'll be having less than 15 minutes thereabout, so we can still look at the practical aspects. Now, fine. Now, you'll be able to look at all those navigation, look at this. To start a paint program, the following steps have to be followed. Now, 1, click on Start menu. 2, navigate to All Program and click on it. 3, navigate to Accessories or Window or Accessories and click on it. 4, move to Paint Program and click on it. Very simple. Look at your Start button. You just click here. You type Paint. As I'm pointing to my own tab here, this Windows 10. I don't know the Windows you have on your own laptop or desktop. It can be Windows 7, it can be Windows 8, it can be Windows 10, all the same. Now, one thing you will enjoy most if, peradventure, you are making use of Windows 10 goes thus. Now, because it's the latest of all versions of Microsoft Word, it brings in flexibility. Now, what do I mean by what? By flexibility. Flexibility in what sense? You'll be able to animate, or possibly be able to design using 3D. Now, that is the advantage of Windows 10 over other Windows. Mind you, not that other Windows won't work perfectly well. Fine, they will definitely work well. I get it now, but the challenge you're going to encounter is you might not really be able to use that aspect of 3D. And what does 3D mean? It means by the time you click on a picture or you click on an object you are trying to work on, now it will be able to give you in three-dimensional shapes. Now you can view it in three angles. Now let me just take you back to football. As so many of you that love football, now you ask yourself the question. Now, anytime an action or possibly a goal is being scored, are you getting me now? At the other end of the field, now you discover that there is a camera that has been positioned at the other end of the field. Now the camera now will pick the angle at which the player is running from that side. Now you ask yourself the question now, which means 4 cameras has been positioned around the field. Now whatever event that is happening at the right hand side, the camera there will pick it. Another one happening at the left hand side, the camera there will pick it. Another one happening behind. Are you getting me now? Behind the other goalpost, another camera is picking it. Then at the other hand, another camera there is picking. We have 4 cameras working together. Now there's a way they relate to the movement. So that is why you are able to work. You are able to see whatever is happening, at the left side of the field. Now the camera there will just relate it to the monitor, to what we are watching, to the monitor. So from there now we'll be able to see what is happening at the left. Now the same thing happens here at the right, around. So coming back to what I'm saying now, that is how best you enjoy 3D. Now you can be able to view a shape at 3 different sides. You understand me now? Fine. Let's quickly move on. We want to go now to look at what correct draw, so that we won't waste much time. I will share my screen again. Then we go to what? We go to correct draw. Now let me just complete the aspect we have here. That's for the notes. Like I promise to do the video for you so that you can also watch later. Now you have tools in the toolbar. Now the paint toolbar has 16 tools. The names of the different tools are shown in the diagram below. You can see this. By the time you are watching it again, by the time I'm done with the class, just take your time. Now you have functions of what? Functions of two bars. What are the functions of what? Two bars. Functions of 2 bars. Functions of what? 2 bars. Look at functions of 2 bars. You have form select, you have rectangle select tool, you have erase tool, so you also have erase tool. Now, these are other parameters here. Let me just run to the last aspect of the note so that you can take your time to also look at it. We also have a class exercise under this note. I think I've given you this class exercise some time ago, but notwithstanding, I still want you to know to attempt it. You understand? I want you to attempt it. I want to attempt the note. Look at CorelDRAW now as a package. Now, CorelDRAW is very easy to use, and I believe for so many, it's like we've enjoyed like 2 or 3 weeks break. We have not really come up to what to take you now. As a result of one thing or the other. Are you getting me now? We've been having series of meetings in school, and that is just the little challenge that has not really made things work fine. But thank God I'm less busy today, and you understand. There's no really meeting today, so that's why I could hold the class with you. So apology for those 2 weeks that we've not been able to meet. So let's quickly look at now. See, I have let me look for CorelDRAW here, so we can just look at. Now look at, I have my CorelDRAW here now. I want to open it. Let me share my screen again. So sorry, it's just the network. The network is just fluctuating, trying to distort our class, but we have to be strong and just make sure the class So let's just allow the CorelDRAW. This CorelDRAW what X7. What does X7 mean? It's possible you've seen X10, you've seen X11, you've seen X12, you've seen X13, you've seen X14. Now that X7 you are saying means what 2017. So that's the version of this CorelDRAW. We have CorelDRAW of X13, that's 2013. We have CorelDRAW of X10, that's 2010. We have CorelDRAW of X11, 2011, like that. But for this one. Let me share my screen again. So now here we are now. This is the environment of what? Of CorelDRAW. Now I said earlier on, you just have to what? You have to it's either you download, that's if you're opportune to know how to go about downloading the CorelDRAW. And if you don't have, let me just show you this. You just get what? CorelDRAW, something of this you can buy, you can tell your dad or your mom to buy for you. You get this, put it inside your DVD-ROM, and you click on it and you play. And possibly if you're opportune to have someone that have the software, you can collect and just install. Are you getting me now? It's very easy to install. You just follow the instruction. You all do English in class, so there is nothing so special about the installation. You understand? Nothing so special or so big. It's what you can always find your way out to do. So fine. Now this is what this CorelDRAW environment. You can see, you see to my side here, I have what? I have the paint. I'm sorry, different work colors. Now, depending on your color combination. Now you come here, fine. Look at, I want a new thing. I click on new. See, you have untitled one. What does that mean? It's just like when you're working on your Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. Are you getting me now? And the first thing you do, you try to create a name. Now, what name do you want to give, that particular word, that particular, particular work or job you want to do? Are you getting me? So with this, you can just come here and put this here. You can give it a name. What's the name? You can call it, JSS2 computer project. You understand? Now I will click on what? Okay. Whoever is using that touch pen, stop it. You started your funny attitude again. If I just go around and I just discover who you are, I will beat you. Because you are using this to distort the class. Now you are stopping others. Mind you, we are using the same screen. That's what most of you does not know. It's just like when I'm in the class. I am writing on the board. And someone else now stood up in the class. You want to use the same board with your teacher. Doesn't make sense. So that's just the meaning of what you are trying to do. So whoever is using that touch pen, kindly will erase whatever you are trying to do there. So that you won't confuse your colleagues. They are also watching what I'm doing. Take note of that. It's very important. Now, this is the environment where we are now. And like I said, if possible, you have your laptop or your desktop with you. Despite you are using your phone, you can just try and practice while I still try to explain what we are trying to do. So fine. The next thing after you've done this, now I've created them. That when you see it at the top, this is the menu bar you're now seeing now. What I was showing you in the notes. Look at the menu bar we have here. The menu bar here, you have file, you have edit, you have view, you have layout, you have object, you have effects, you have bitmaps, you have text. This text is when you want to write. Maybe you are trying to work on your birthday. What are the things you are going to need? You are going to need your picture. Possibly last year you clocked, let's assume you clocked your 12 or possibly 11. And this year, by July 28th, you're going to clock 12 or 13. Are you getting me now? So what you do is just that you be creative. Now you need to get your own personal work picture. Now with your picture now, you can do something. And that is very easy. Now look at this now. This text, this table, these tools, windows, and help. Now fine. I want to start work now. Let's assume I want to work on birthday work. Birthday, job. Now I will need to work to import. I get it now. I need to bring in an image. So I will come here to import image. You can see I've clicked on import. Look at now, it has taken me to my computer. That's why I say you must know how to navigate. Now I will go here now to look for, let me see if I can get picture here. See, I have picture here. I'm looking for my own personal picture. Let's check here. Now, yeah, I got this. Now, import. I want to import this. See, I have moved this here. This is my picture. I've moved this here. Now, I've moved this here. This is my picture. Now, with my name customized on it, I used Paint to do this. Now, I have the picture. Now, then what did I do? I took it to Paint, like I told you, 3D. Now, I have so many of my colleagues behind me in church, but I decided to edit it, only picking myself. Why I edited it, I was able to shrink